Private Mead Hurd is buried at the Mishawaka City Cemetery. That's appropriate for him since his grandson is considered the founder of what's now called Mishawaka. Hurd joined the Connecticut Continental Line when the war started in 1775, 1 year before the Declaration of Independence was signed. This enlistment, like all the early volunteers, was a risk.
And it's important to understand when the American Revolution begins, there's maybe a third of the population that were supportive of the Patriots' cause and ultimately independence. There was a third that were Tories, that were supportive of staying with Britain, and a third who were waiting to see how it all turned out. And then they would go with the winning side. Sure. And so particularly for people like Mead Hurd, who joined up in 1775, it's very risky. I mean, there's no certainty that the Americans are going to win their independence.
Mr. Hurd served in the Siege of St. John's, served near Fort Ticonderoga, and fought in the Battle of Ridgefield. The details of that service and most of the veterans buried in our area are not known, with one exception. Private Daniel Bumgardner is buried in Burkett Cemetery, a very small plot of land tucked away at Cedar and Riverview just south of the St. Joseph River. We know a few more details about Bumgardner's service because of his pension application, in his own words, made in St. Joseph County Court on December 11, 1833. These pension records had to include details of service, in his case, in the Battle of Stono Ferry in South Carolina.
Our major's name was Lewis, colonel's name not recollected. We attacked the British entrenchment on Sunday
morning before sunrise, and the close engagement lasted 66 minutes. We then retreated back about 2 miles without having dislodged the British. About 300 of our men were killed, and the same number afterwards died of their wounds. The British, after that, marched to Beaufort. General Butler's
Another nondescript plot of land and a very small cemetery is Ferrisville at the corner of Kern and Bremen Highway. The grave of John Mead is there. Details of his service not known, but we do know one intriguing fact. Mead served in the Continental Army in New York about the same area and the same time as then General George Washington. Another Revolutionary War veteran now laid to rest in St. Joseph County has a possible direct connection to George Washington, although not confirmed. The story handed down through the generations is Frederick Druliner, who is buried at the Hamilton Cemetery, may have been an orderly to Washington. We know he enlisted in 1776, 2 weeks before the Declaration of Independence was signed, in a New Jersey regiment. Another Revolutionary War veteran buried at that same cemetery is Joseph Ranstead. We know he served in the Massachusetts line for 2 years and 9 months. Freegift Chamberlain has one of those stories begging for more detail. He was known to be born in England, came to the colonies when he was 18 years old, then enlisted in the Pennsylvania State Troop. The real intrigue comes after that, when he became a spy. One enduring image of the Revolutionary War versus modern warfare is the use of a drummer marching at the front of the troops. David Thompson is buried at the Olive Chapel Cemetery and was one of those drummers. He enlisted as a drummer at the age of 15. Once he was old enough, the age of 16, the records show he became a regular combat soldier until the end of the war. South Bend City Cemetery has 2 final Revolutionary War veterans in St. Joseph County. Peter Roof is believed to be the first person buried at this well-known cemetery. Little is known about his service other than he served in Pennsylvania. And Isaac Ross is buried about 100 feet away. He enlisted early in 1776 and was in the Battle of Monmouth, with General Washington turning away several British attacks. Again, these are just the 9 Revolutionary War soldiers buried in St. Joseph County. Neighboring counties have heroes' remains as well, like William Tufts in Elkhart County. The Elkhart County Parks records show he participated in the Boston Tea Party. Another Elkhart County veteran was honored for his actions at the Battle of Yorktown. Every part of our area has history attached to it. Honoring that history as we prepare to honor veterans next week and the 250th anniversary of the birth of our nation next year is our duty. Bob Montgomery, WSBT 22 News. Thanks for watching. Here's another story you may like, and subscribe to the WSBT 22 YouTube channel.